Hey, how's it hanging everybody? My name is Dead Fox, and if you clicked on this video, that means one of a few things. You like my pretty thumbnail, you like the sound of my sexy voice, or you want to know how to solo master lost sectors. In this video, I'm going to share with you one build for each class that I have created to make soloing lost sectors on any difficulty insanely fucking easy. So without any more delay, let's get started with one of my favorite warlock builds that I've ever fucking created.
What you got there?
It's a smoothie.
So with this build, you want to have your helmet as a stasis affinity with elemental time dilation. This will increase the duration of elemental well effects, and we'll get into that here in a second. As well, you want to also have double harmonic siphon paired with a void weapon for extra orbs. Moving to your gauntlets, we will be using the Nothing Manticle's exotic gauntlets with elemental ordnance to generate wells on grenade kills. We will be throwing a fuck ton of grenades, so this can be any affinity you want, but I do prefer void so I can get bolstering detonation, which gives me a class ability energy on grenade damage, so it'll help recharge your grenade faster. Moving to the chest piece, this doesn't require an affinity, but you need to make sure you can put a Font of Might onto it. This will give us an increase to void weapon damage when we pick up an elemental well, which we generate with our grenades. On your boots, I have mine on a solar affinity, so I can have double innervation, so we gain grenade energy on orb pickup, which does go back to the helmet with harmonic siphon. The real requirement here is another elemental ordnance, though. Now on your bond, you're going to need to have it as solar affinity as well, so you're able to slot bountiful wells on there. The reason we have bountiful wells is we're going to generate extra elemental wells on grenade kills. Since we have 2 elemental ordinances in this build, we will generate 3 wells each grenade kill. You're also going to want to slot double bomber, so whenever you pop your class ability, your rift, whichever rift you want to use, you'll get grenade energy back pretty quickly, so you can throw more grenades. That's kind of the idea of this build. Alright, now moving into your subclass. Obviously, you're going to want to run Void, because we're using the Nothing Manacles here. Use whichever rift, jump, and melee you like, even though there's only one melee. But scatter grenades are required for Nothing Manacles to work. On the aspect, you will need Feed the Void, so you can get health regen on kills after a Void ability kill. Then you want Child of the Old Gods to have extra grenade recharge when you send your little Void guy from your rift to a target. While it's active and damaging a target, you gain increased grenade recharge. For fragments, you want Echo of Persistence for increased buff timers, Reprisal for extra super energy on kills while surrounded, Undermining to weaken targets with your scatter grenades, and Instability to grant your void weapons volatile when you get grenade kills. Also, with this build, you want to make sure you maximize your recovery and your intellect as much as you can. Okay, so let's put this into practice. I'm going to throw my rift down and immediately shoot these legionaries to gain grenade regen as fast as possible. Then I'm going to hit the champion with a grenade so it gets weakened, so I can just kill him later with my Taipan. For now, I'm going to dome these adds while the champion pushes me. Now that the champion is the only add left, I will remove him from existence with this Taipan and pretty much repeat the process the whole way through. So here I am going to throw a grenade and get my void weapons volatile, so I have a bit of an easier time dealing with the champion. Even though I don't utilize it, we still make pretty quick work of him and move on. Now I'll pop my rift again to recharge my grenade and weaken this champion so I can finish him off pretty easy. You will notice that with him being weakened by the grenade and our void buddy, Arbalist is doing 43,000 damage compared to its normal 15,000 damage per headshot. So even without volatile, it's pretty effective. Repeating the same process here, popping a rift, throwing a grenade to regain my rift and get volatile rounds, I move on to another champion, weakening him with a grenade, then making quick work of his life with Taipan. Now here I'm going to hit this champion a bit, then throw a Nova Bomb at him so I can send him to the Shadow Realm and then hurt the boss enough just so I can run in with Taipan and Arbalist and demolish him. Then we're going to collect our very mediocre loot and twerk as is per tradition when completing a solo master lost sector. Alright, Alright, so getting into the Piss Missile build for Titan, we are going to be working with an Arc Affinity helmet, so we can have Well-ish striking alongside double hands-on, which basically grants you more melee energy on super kills and Arc Well pickup. Going to the gauntlets, you want them as a stasis affinity, and you want elemental ordnance as well as grenade kickstart. For the chestplate, we're going to be using the Heart of Inmost Light exotic as any affinity with melee Wellmaker to generate wells on melee kills. Pairing that with elemental ordnance will give us extra wells for more ability uptime. For the boots, you want Font of Wisdom here, but they can be on any affinity, and what that'll do for us is give us additional intellect when we pick up an elemental well matching our subclass, which will be generating plenty of elemental wells here. Okay, now the mark is pretty up to interpretation. I would recommend one of two options here. Font of Might if you're planning on using arc weapons like a Storm Chaser to give that weapon more damage increase on elemental well pickup, or if you go for Elemental Light, you can have extra wells on super kills. Now, if you happen to go for Elemental Light, what I'd recommend you do is also slot Amped Up and Lightning Strikes twice from the seasonal artifact mods, and I'll kind of get into that a little bit here. So into the subclass we go. You want to be running Thunder Crash and any jump and melee you want. Now, I have Towering Barricade shown here, but I end up swapping for the thrusters so I can empower my abilities easier, and I run Storm Nades here as well, but it is up to you. For aspects, I'm running Knockout and Touch of Thunder, and Knockout increases melee range and damage after critically wounding a target with arc energy, and then starts health regen on melee kills, and Touch of Thunder gives extra damage and ability to grenades. For the fragments, I'm running Spark of Shock to jolt targets with the grenades, Resistance to grant increased damage resistance while surrounded, Ions to get ionic traces on defeating jolted targets, and Magnitude to increase grenade duration. Okay, so the name of the game here is Ability Uptime. As you can see, the first thing I'm going to do is use my thrusters to empower my melee and my grenade. Doing so gives them both extra damage and energy return for a short period of time. With the grenade, the champion is jolted and still getting hit by the grenade because Lightning Strikes twice is active, so I can make quick work of him and continue on. These next two champions don't stand a chance, so I clear them pretty quickly and push forward to my ultimate goal of demolishing the boss's caboose. Also, did you see that? Yeah, me too. My Storm Nade just got shot out of the fucking air like every time I pop my UAV in Modern Warfare 2. Regardless, I dome this barrier champion and continue forward, still continuing to spam my abilities as much as I fucking can. And notice how fast my recharge rates are the second after I get that ionic trace from that melee kill. Yeah, I know. On top of that, I'm going to throw this grenade, and yeah, it's going to get insane. I'm going to get to work on hitting this champion with the Electric Boogaloo and getting more ability uptime with yet another fucking grenade and some elemental wells. Okay, here we go. Final champion and the boss. I lobinated the boss and whittle him down like it's 2010 and I'm trying to get my whittling badge for Boy Scouts, and then I hit him with a Piss Missile and the remainder of my heavy ammo. Then, of course, I throw it back like my mama taught me how, and I get the fuck out of there.
Be careful, man. I hear Moon Knight attacks with all sorts of random bullshit.
Please. I got him dead to rights. Now to
Run the bullshit! Go!
So this Hunter build is a mix of both the builds we just went over, good super and good ability uptime. You want a Stasis Affinity helmet with time dilation and double harmonic siphon. You want gauntlets on any affinity with melee Wellmaker. You can also throw focusing strike in there. Then on your chestplate you want to have melee Wellmaker as well. We will be utilizing the Star Eater scales with Font of Might on them, and then on the cloak you want double bomber and bountiful wells on a solar affinity. For the subclass we will be running Blade Barrage. Yes, you heard me, fucking Blade Barrage. Use whatever abilities you want here. I just prefer Gambler's Dodge, Triple Jump, Weighted Knife, and Healing Nades. For the aspects you want On Your Mark, which gives you bonus handling and damage on precision kills, and Knock 'em Down, which grants Blade Barrage extra projectiles. For fragments you will need Ember of Torches to make you radiant, Beams for better super target acquisition, Soulless to increase your buff timers, Combustion to ignite targets on super kills, and Wonder to grant extra orbs on ignition kills. Okay, so the general idea with the Star Eater Scales build is to, quote, overcharge your super by getting it fully charged and generating 4 extra orbs after the fact. So try and use any solar weapons you can to generate extra orbs with Harmonic Siphon. On top of that, there's nothing really specific you need to do here other than abuse your throwing knife for wells and the damage increase from Knock 'em Down. That's why I use the weighted knife. It is also very helpful to have a weapon like Callus Mini Tool or Jurassic Green that can roll with Incandescent because that counts as igniting a target and it works well into our subclass tree for more orbs. Whatever you do, we are going to make pretty quick work of everything here from a combination of our knives and solar weapons, and we do the same thing we would normally do to the champions, inform them that their free trial of existence has ended and we are here to collect the debt. Now, you will notice when you are using this build, you will get a little buff when you get an orb of power after your super is fully charged. It's called Feast of Light. We are ideally looking for a ×4 charge, but any charge is good. If you do get ×4, then when you use your super, you are granted an overshield after you use it. So let's wrap this video up by ruining this champion's chances at being a pro League of Legends player and using the remainder of our Galahorn ammo to weaken the boss. Then we'll watch his health bar drop faster than your mom's pants when young Gravy walks into the room, and finish this off by twerking so fast that I create my own gravitational orbit. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Before you go, I have a few things I'd like to mention. First and foremost, I appreciate all of you for supporting me on TikTok, Twitch, and here on YouTube. Speaking of which, you don't want to miss out on my live streams. We have a lot of fun, and you can join the debauchery at twitch.tv/deadfox. There will be a link to that in the description. Also, if you haven't been keeping up with me on TikTok, or you're completely new to my channel, I'd love to have you in my Discord server. Joining my Discord grants you access to special previews for videos like this one, and direct contact with me to pitch any ideas you have. The link will also be in the description. Now, if you want to use any of these builds, I have put the dim links down below in the description, and if you're new here and enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed. It helps me out a lot, and you can always change your mind later. One last thing, YouTube thinks you might enjoy this video here, so go ahead and click on that, and as always, hang loose everybody, and I will see you in the next one. Peace!